Hello everyone. So this guide is about the power table. Now the power table is the most advanced table in the industry, and it has all the data you might ever need to create any kinds of dimensions, pivots about your data. Now, for example, at the top, you can see that you can select the time period that you want. You can even go all time. Then you have a bunch of filters that you can apply. You can apply a filter by title, by author, series, book format, book tags, countries, and platforms. Once you select what you want, you can apply those filters. And then you get the power table itself. Now, the power table itself, by default, it will show by book. So you can see each book, and it has a lot of columns, which you can toggle by the selected columns here. So you have a total of, as of this moment, we keep adding more attributes and metrics. You have 23 metrics and 79 attributes. So more than 100 different dimensions that you can create. Now, for example, you might want to see how a specific pen name, author, performs on a specific platform, on a specific country. So what you can do is that, let's say I remove the individual books themselves, or actually you might want to put themselves. So the higher here it is, it will create that nested look, but you can also adjust the table, which I'll show you in a second. For example, I can say, okay, I want to know by pen name, so by author. I then want to know by platform, then I want to know by country, and then I want to see the individual books. So these are the different attributes. Now for metrics, I want to have the paperbacks, hardcovers, and any other forms that I have. I also want to see Amazon and Facebook spend. I want to see if I have any external expenses, and then you have a list of anything and everything that you might need for example, cost per click. So you can do for BookBag, you can want to see the sell-through and read-through of each book, the ROI, the ROAS, the PSRs, and everything is explained. So as you hover on the right, you can see being explained of what it does. So let's say I selected what I needed and I click apply. So I get that, and now you'll be able to see that I have, for example, let me just show you. So now I have applied the different changes. You can see I have all the pen names. Then I can show all the platforms for each pen name. So as you can see, it's nested now. So Erie has all these platforms. Each platform will have the different countries that is sold on, and each country will have the different books. For example, these countries only have one book, but you can see 3 books for United Kingdom. It breaks them down, and then you can scroll and see exactly how each book for each country, for each platform, all that nested settings that you put. You can change the nesting by just grabbing the column from the 6 dots that you have right there, and you can just move it around. If I move it, the pivoting changes. So the pivot changed now, and it's by author, by country, and then by platform. You can select and unselect any columns you need, or metrics and attributes. You can freeze. So for example, I want to freeze the first 2 columns. So as I scroll, I don't lose track of what I'm looking at, because the table gets pretty big. You can also download it as flat or nested CSV. So you can use it for any other setting that you can upload it somewhere. You can do your own analysis there. You can also remove the compact. It will just give you a bit more space. You can tackle percentages, which, as you can see, each percentage matches the color of what it's doing. For example, here is about royalties. So 3.6% of the total royalties, and the 100% actually is the royalties themselves. You can see it's underlined in green. And then you have underlined in blue. As you hover over anything that has any details, it will show you exactly what each one is. For example, here, 30 total paid units, and it gives you a breakdown in the tooltip here. 14 paperbacks, 4 expanded, 2 hardcovers, 5 paid ebooks, 5 audiobooks, and 0 borrows in this case. And if you hover over other different metrics here, you'll be able to see other breakdowns. So for example, if I go into any other metrics that in this case I haven't added any other metrics that will have any popovers, but anything that you might want to see, the net royalties, for example, it shows you how much you have as a spending, how much is a gross royalties, which resulted in these net royalties. So in this case, for example, as you can see, 1.69 gross, $20 in spending, so the net is negative 1831. So you get that. You are able to see also You can increase the text size of the table in case you want to zoom in. You can search for any specific things that you have, but also the cool thing here, you can save the layout. So I can save this layout with a name, so demo layout here, save that. So I saved it, and now if I refresh this page and come back, I can apply this saved layout. So if you have multiple layouts, and you can save them, and then all you have to do is come here and reapply them. So you don't have to remember that, what settings did I have. So here you can create a powerful table and export it. We have a guide at the top that you can click, and it will open the guide explaining how everything works, what is each metric. We keep adding more metrics. This power table has everything and anything that you might need if you want to see the numbers and know exactly how your business is doing. Thank you.